I'm in about $248,000 in debt, and I work at
35,000 student loans and about 136,000 in credit cards, 44,000.
I'm 35 years old and in $169,292.74 of debt, and I still live at home with my parents. And you might
Most people won't admit this, but America's drowning in debt because we've normalized financial self-destruction. And the 3 videos you're about to see, they're not outliers. They're the new average. A Target employee with $200,000 in debt. A couple calling Dave Ramsey with $300,000 in credit card and personal loan debt. And a 35-year-old sitting in about $170,000 in debt. And if you think this is rare, you're living in a fantasy. I spent about 15 years in banking and I saw this almost every single day.
I'm in about $248,000 in debt, and I work on a Target paycheck. Let me explain. And that includes my mortgage and my car loan right now, so I don't have any student debt. Thank God. Bought my house for $210,000, and it's now about $161,000. Mortgage payment for every month is about $1,400, and I signed at a 6.38 interest rate. It's honestly a little high. I signed a little bit after COVID. I really wish I got that COVID. House rate, I did not, so sad. My car is about $38,000. I put about $16K down, and I owe about $18,000. We love a car payment. This is the first time I had a car payment, and I'm crashing out, but that's okay. Luckily, TikTok is paying for my car, so thank you guys. I love you guys for that. And a 72-month loan for my car, which I hope to pay off early, but that brought it down to 6.29 APR, and then my monthly payments are about $308, which honestly is not too bad for a brand new 2025 car. It brings the grand total to $250,000 in debt. However, I've paid some of that off obviously in the house and the car, so I'm only $180,000 of debt working at Target. That's really not that bad. It brings the grand total to $250 in debt. However, like I said, I did pay some stuff off in the house and in the car, so I only really owe $180. So girl math, that's doing really well. And luckily I don't have student loans, so that is really nice.
Wow. Well, considering a majority of the debt is mortgage, so although that interest rate is a bit high, relatively speaking, into today's market, right? But I want to know a little bit more information. Is this debt all on her own? Does she have a spouse or maybe a family that's helping her out that's also on the note, or is it just her? Because I'm trying to understand how the debt coverage, the debt service ratio, or the debt to income. Maybe she didn't say any other side income or other jobs, but I'm trying to figure the math on how that all works out. Plus with that 2025 car that she was talking about, who the heck approved it? She probably, well, I don't know. I can't say she has, in terms of her credit, just because of how much the interest rate is on the house. So, oh man, she's doing it though. She got a little Starbuckies. You're probably on her break right now. What's her name? Caitlin. So you doing your thing. Got the, look at that, the moon roof open, airing things out, not only on TikTok, but in your car. I feel it. But wow, good for her. And if she's able to do it, hopefully she don't miss payments, no late pays, and keeps doing what she's doing. She said she has no student loan debt. So there you go. Looks like she went right into the workforce. But good for her. All right, let's take a look at the comments. Wait a minute. How can you get approved for $210,000 mortgage with a $30K salary? 2 replies. To qualify for $1,400 mortgage, she'd need to make around $45K. So either a co-signer or $15K year side hustle if she's making $30K at Target. Easily, I was too. That's also not the mortgage. She said $1,400 a month. $210 was the cost of her house. If I'm 16 and go to school and I want to work at Target 2 days of the week, do I need to show grades? Oh man, are you 16? No. Why would you need to show grades? I don't think Target is the one company that makes apps. I do that. No. How is Japan? What? It's been amazing so far. Oh, she probably follows this creator. I got confused there. My bad. Anyway, commenting to help you get the bag. But owning a house is a true flex. Go, girl. Your fellow Target employee also. You can probably claim Claim bankruptcy and wipe it all clean. Bankruptcy is a glitch in the matrix. No, it's not. Who's this? XO369? No, it's not a glitch. Try it and find out. Let us know. It's always the people. I bet you she never filed for bankruptcy herself. It's always the people that haven't done it that's always encouraging other folks to try it. It won't wipe her car and mortgage off because she'll keep them and keep paying. I didn't own a house, so I didn't know that side of it. But I did claim bankruptcy once and will do it again. So she did do it. Well, how'd that work out for you? You should try to refinance. All right, I'm going to move on to the next video.
So you have $300,000 of credit cards and personal loans?
We have about 335,000 student loans and about 136,000 in credit cards, 44,000 personal loans, and 35,000 car loans.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
So what in the world?
So,
Are you both on this, or is this just one of you that's completely lost your mind?
well, I have the majority of the student loans, and he has the majority of the credit cards. My credit card debt is not great.
Okay, so why does he at 29 years old run up $100,000 in credit card debt?
Well, he's 32, but we're just making really poor financial decisions
You
to
think?
be able to pay it down as you go, and then it doesn't happen.
So
Oh, that's a lot. 300,000 credit card debt. Sheesh. What are we doing? Oh, man. I'm appalled because of the interest rate on these credit cards. If you're lucky, you'll get, I don't know, maybe 20, 15, 16% if you're a billionaire maybe. I don't know. I have no clue. But generally, they're upwards into the high 20s, low 30s in terms of the interest rate on these credit cards. So just imagine the payments each month on that big of a debt on those credit cards. Oh my gosh, it's probably a second mortgage, even a third, depending on the number of credit cards. That's a lot. Non-mortgage debt. And they have, I think it's 38,000 for the car or something like that. I'm betting that was probably new as well, or at least the most recent year. Gosh. Let's take a look at the comments and see what everybody else is saying. I'm losing sleep for a $5,000 credit card debt. How does she survive? Seriously, how? I agree with you with my 4K. Same here, girl. They do not have anxiety problems. Build your financial portfolio by making your money work for you. Consider investing in high-yield assets with 6% return on investment. You may not know this. Do the research or send me a text. Like somebody trying to sell something. What are you, Susan? I don't know, Susan. These people always make me feel better about myself. These are the people who take vacations every year and post on Facebook to brag. All the while, they're $300,000 in debt, non-mortgage debt. Yikes. Me losing my mind with a $4,000 car debt. Seriously. Alright, let's take a look at the last video.
I'm 35 years old and in $169,292.74 of debt, and I still live at home with my parents. And you might as well bump that up to $266,722.97 in debt if you add in how much I will pay in interest. I started aggressively looking at my debt in January and truly didn't know the full financial picture until I got it all down on paper. Debts include 2 private student loans, 10 federal student loans, 1 auto loan, 1 private loan, and 13 credit cards. I've already taken some drastic measures to reduce spending and start side hustling. I started posting my debt payoff journey here on TikTok in hopes of growing and getting into the creator fund. So if you made it this far, thanks so much for watching and following. I'm selling my debt tracking template, I'm door dashing, donating plasma, selling items around the house, and doing TikTok shop to try and make a dent. Made some really good progress so far thanks to an annual bonus I got from my 9-to-5 job, but I've got a long way to go. I've been able to negotiate most of my interest rates on my credit cards down with the help of a debt management plan, but the interest on my student loans is wild. My 2 private student loans have interest rates of 12.75% and 8.9%, while my federal loans range from 5.8 to 6.6%. The private student loans are from my undergraduate degree, which I earned over 15 years ago. I would probably puke if I knew how much I had already paid. And to this day, I think about all the frivolous things I bought and did when I was in my teens and 20s with this money, and wow. If I would have known I would be paying for tank tops and fun nights out at bars 1,000 times over the next 15 years, I might have made some different choices. Even though I've already paid off about $31,000 of debt so far this year, I'm still not looking at being debt-free until 2040. I honestly cannot imagine another 15 years of paying on this debt, especially with so many other life milestones I want to achieve, like buying a house and having kids. I also just got engaged, and it truly makes me sick thinking about how I am bringing more than $150,000 of debt into our marriage starting out. This is not a video to complain by any means, because these were my own choices and I'm working to pay back what I owe, but I hope sharing this can resonate with others, and if you want to follow along on the journey and follow and share and all that fun stuff, that would be great.
Oh, you are brave. Girl, you are brave. Putting all that out here on TikTok. Does your fiance know about this debt? Can you do a follow-up for us? I'm curious if that... I'm not trying to be messed up, but if I was going to get into a relationship, and that's a lot of debt to get into. Because at that point, once y'all are married, what's yours is mine. What's mine is yours, including debt. So if you can do a follow-up and let us know if he knows, that would be appreciated. Wow. You're still living at home? I'm assuming your parents aren't charging you for rent. That's a good thing. Or maybe they are. I don't know. You didn't talk about it. But when you talked about all those frivolous spending when you were in college, I went to college. I didn't have that much debt. I was going full-time in college. I was working full-time at the bank. So during the day, I would do my 9 to 5, and then I would go to school after. In my suit, I would go straight to class and finish it. I did that for about 4 years. So it took me about 4 years to get through college. Didn't have any debt. I think I got a Pell Grant. I got a couple grants. So that helped out with the tuition. But this is like 20 years ago. So it was cheaper compared to now. I get that. But at the same time, I was working. I was having fun. Don't get me wrong. Fridays, Saturdays, sometimes Sundays too. But I didn't rack up that much debt. It's just so perplexing. Just the totality of debt nowadays. It's crazy. I'm not too far off from how old she is. So I'm an elder millennial. So not too far off at all. But let's take a look at the comments. Yikes. I wouldn't be able to breathe. I had a hard time breathing when I was watching it. Alright. No, same. Struggling. SB needed. Literally. I could file bankruptcy. Everybody thinks this bankruptcy thing is just the reset button. In some ways it is, but in some ways, speaking from banking and a lender, it's going to be tough if you try to apply for financing, especially with anything over, I don't know, 100,000, 250,000, sometimes a million. They look at that because that tells the lender, the bank, you as an applicant, hey, I tapped out. I couldn't pay anything. Depending on how long you've had your bankruptcy, might be able to win some creditors back and lenders back. But it's not easy, and it does take a while. And this is another thing I hear too when for folks that file for bankruptcy. Sorry getting on a tangent, but they kept putting it in the comments. Once I filed for bankruptcy, the month after, or maybe sometimes even the week after they get their judgment and it's finalized, they got credit cards and they got personal loans, they got this and that they thought they would never get again, but they got it right away. Think about this. Do you know why lenders or creditors are willing to take a chance on folks that just filed for bankruptcy? Think about it. It's because they can't file it again that quick of a turnaround. So if you rack up your credit cards or personal loans or lines within that same year that you filed for bankruptcy, think about it. Can you think you can file for bankruptcy again? There's no choice. They're going to get their money one way or another. That's why certain lenders, certain folks like that, because people that just filed for BK, they have no other options but to pay because they can't file it again that quick. Here's the truth from someone that spent years behind the banker's desk. That doesn't happen because people are irresponsible. It happens because the system profits when you stay trapped. But I've also seen people climb out of six-figure debt, not with wishful thinking, with a plan, discipline, and the courage to face the numbers. If you're watching this and you're in a similar situation, you're not alone. You're not broken. You're not too far gone. You just need a strategy that matches the size of the problem. We're trying to build a community where financial literacy isn't boring and where nobody gets shamed for trying to get their life back. With that, as always, make smart moves, not just loud ones. I'll see you on the next video.